Hey yo, C-Town, where that Death Grips review at, son? That shit been out for like 3 days. You know what I'm saying? Where the review at, man? Bottomless Pit, win. Yo, I ain't even heard the shit. But you still a gay ass nigga for not reviewing that shit. I bet you so gay, you fucked other dudes listening to Bottomless Pit, but you still won't review it. I bet you won't review Bottomless Pit because you like bottoms, and this is bottomless, and you like bottoms because you gay. I just want to know what you think, C-Town. I need an opinion. What's going on, people? Myke C-Town here with another Dead End Hip Hop solo album review, and today I'm going to talk about the new album from Death Grips, entitled Bottomless Pit. Death Grips, industrial, experimental hip hop act, whatever you want to call them, back again with another album. Man, let's jump right into it, man. This is, I don't even know what number album this is, but fuck. I'm not even going to talk about the other albums. I just want to talk about this one. Let's start with how this record comes in, giving bad people good ideas. Holy shit. This is probably one of the most intense opening tracks to any Death Grips album. It's fast, it's aggressive, the drums are blaring, and Ride is completely off his shit. And the added guitar riff that they put on this song, I think it definitely contributes a lot to it. I wish they did that more often, actually. And listening to this song and reading along with the lyrics, I wonder if this is kind of a reflection on how they feel their audience processes their music. Like, I'm sure they know that people just listen to their stuff because they think it sounds cool, but I wonder if they think their message is essentially lost on a large portion of their audience. I used to think this about Rage Against the Machine when they got really popular in high school. Zach singing about all this social justice issues and their audience just wants to mosh and headbang, but couldn't give a shit about the Zapatistas or censorship or how their local governments affect them. Or maybe Death Grips is just talking about record labels and how they keep giving them these great ideas for them to bastardize and use how they like. But the entirety of this song, the almost black metal feel of this track, it makes it easily one of my favorite Death Grips tracks of all time. Hothead's a really popular song from this album. I liked it when it first came out, but it didn't blow me away necessarily. And in the scope of the album, while I still like it a lot, it's not one of the better songs on this project. Although listening to it with the lyrics was a real treat. Morgue head forsaker, foulest cloud, call me vapor, my cobra head draped in Ebola. Like, this dude, he writes some of the greatest shit. I hope at some point Ride puts together all of his lyrics into some kind of book, because I would be the first one to buy that shit. Spikes is a really cool song. Definitely sounds like something off of the Money Store with the noisy but not so abrasive kind of electro-ish beat. But this one is a bit harder to decipher, but to me it sounds like he's alluding to being in a vehicle that's totally out of control. You know, some of the lines at the beginning of the song, like, I skid like Rita lifted ocean, I drift like my planet don't spin, I skid all over marks like I'm haunted, and my path massive demands panoramic massive. I feel like he's driving so crazy that he needs room all over the road. Like, his path needs massive panorama. And the spikes he's referring to in the song, maybe he's saying he needs, like, you know, those police spikes. Maybe he's saying he needs spikes to slow him down, maybe to halt this crazy life that he has. I'm not real sure, but all I know is I love this song. It's very catchy, and it easily gets stuck in your head. This line definitely stuck out to me. I'm skidding out, I can't help yourself by skidding down, I've dealt with yourself, I tricked hell out, I'm all helter-skelter, I'm on that Faust. It was particularly the helter-skelter and the Faust lines that drew my attention. Like, he can't help you because he doesn't know what he's doing. He's skidding all over the place with no real purpose or direction. He's totally off his rocker, so much to the point that he may as well have sold his soul to the devil like Faust did. Man, this shit is fantastic. And was another standout track. I just absolutely love the no fucks given attitude of the entire track. His feeling of meeting people who must think they're important, and he's sitting there looking at these people like, as in they don't matter. He doesn't give a fuck about who they are or what they've accomplished, and to him, they are completely insignificant. But it's interesting that in the same song, he even takes this and approach to his own music, basically saying that he couldn't care less if Death Grips continues or not. And then he goes as far as to say how his whole life is completely insignificant. That he's just like, I'm way too loose, like, catch me hanging from my noose, like, All of this shit to MC Ride is like, And the beat goes so well with this theme. It's relatively minimal with some weird glitchy computer sounds in the back, and the tweaks go so well with the idea of this song. Trash. Another really interesting track, basically revolving around the internet and its kind of disposable content, its disposable culture. We know trash. We know clean don't last, never last when we load trash. It's so easy with the internet to constantly create and share bullshit, and then something worth a shit or clean, as he puts it, comes along, but it's quickly replaced by more bullshit. And it's an interesting idea if you're someone that spends a lot of time on the internet like myself. It becomes a bit difficult to kind of filter through and find quality content when you're constantly inundated with fly-by-night bullshit, you know? And the beat, while it's nothing new, it's a really cold-sounding beat with a definite industrial edge to it, and it has this great infectious hook. Houdini. I really love the convoluted and layered and congested backdrop here. It's nice, it's dark, it's noisy, and what Ride does is really awesome on this song. Like, I couldn't figure out much of anything about what he's talking about though. Like, the lyrics are especially confusing. Fuck, is that a hairstyle? This asshole be at Pussy Church. Dude, what the fuck is Pussy Church? How do I go? Is he kind of referring to people whose whole purpose in this world is to worship pussy or women, but only in the carnal sense? I'm not sure, but before I was able to actually check out the lyrics, for the longest time of listening to this album, I thought he was saying, this asshole be a pussy turd. I like my lyrics better. I'm gonna start calling people pussy turds. But again, a super infectious hook on this track, which is a growing theme with this project. Ride, I don't know if he's putting extra work in or if this is just the way it came out, but a lot of these songs have really infectious hooks. BB Poison, I would imagine, as FIFO says, bumps in the whip. This beat is fucking crazy, and this might be the closest thing that I could think that your average rap fan, or maybe someone like a FIFO, would actually fuck with, only because that beat and the way Ride is rapping over it, at least for the chorus, I think it's something that they could actually be comfortable listening to. It definitely reminds me of System Blower from the Money Shop. It has that same kind of feeling, Next to the opening track, Ring a Bell is another one of my favorite songs. The beat is so fuzzy and dirty and just ugly. America, America, now I'm coming Africa, my death is money. Love that shit, and the way the fuzzy guitars and the drums go here, it's another song that gives me an almost black metal feel, like one of Dark Throne's like slower songs. The way it contrasts with the hook also is done so brilliantly to me, and there's even a moment on the song where he's kind of flowing for a hot second, which makes me kind of wonder if this would be the one song that Beezy fucks with.
Why bitch got loud? Why bitch got loud?
This album closes on such a high note with the title track. Great, noisy, distorted, punky guitars, hard drumming, and again another catchy, infectious hook. The whole I fucked you in half thing that goes throughout the entire song is easy to get stuck in your head. And listening to this song, you kind of think it's simply about an obsession with fucked up sex, but I don't think he's really talking about fucking a woman in half. I think he's talking about the people listening to this fucked up record, and maybe any of his fucked up records. I see you fiend and marvel as gag balls drooling pools. The fans constantly fiending for a new record, gag balls in their mouth, a sort of torture, and they're just drooling because they want more torture. My cum hatching you, struck books of matching you. You listen to this album and the songs are stuck in your head, cum hatching you, creating ideas inside you that came from Ride's ideas, and you got struck books of match or fires starting to burn inside you. I just love the way this dude puts these concepts together. Overall, I really enjoyed this album, like, a lot. You know, it's not like they're breaking new territory at all as far as Death Grips goes. It seems like a lot of this shit is something that they've already done. I really wish the album was a bit more violent and a bit more abrasive. Like if there were more songs like Giving Bad People Good Ideas, or Ring a Bell, or the title track, I think I would have been a little more hyped on it. The thing is, this album just kind of feels like another album to just kind of like drop in their bucket. You know, it's getting to the point now where I, as a fan, I want to be shocked by them. I want to be surprised, but maybe more shocked than what they're capable of offering at this point, and maybe more than what's reasonable. It's almost like we're becoming a bit desensitized to their themes and their aesthetics, that it's hard for us to be properly satiated with these guys because they came in the game so abruptly and violently and shocking. Still, all of this to say that it doesn't keep me from an extremely high level of enjoyment with this record. I can definitely see it creeping into my best of the year list the more I listen to it, man. And with this, combined with what we got with Jenny Death, which I think was very different, I'm really curious as to what territory these guys are going to cover next. Like, what new ideas can Death Grips throw out? Or does it even matter? And what new bases can they cover musically, or does that even matter? I think this is the best sound they've had since the Money Store. The production on here is top notch. I think they have not sounded cleaner since the Money Store. These instrumentals are hard hitting, they're tough, but they're still kind of clean. You know, you can still hear the minutia going on in the background. This is just really, really, really well done. But yeah, that's it. If you've listened to this album, let me know what you thought. Put some comments in the comment section down there. And as usual, thank you for living, thank you for loving, thank you for being you. And I will see you guys next time. Alright? Peace, bitches! Worst ride impression ever.